How are you?
Hello. I am doing great. It is sunny out. It's actually like 75 degrees out here, so I'm really happy the weather is cooperating in Houston.
It
And
is about 65 in Denver in February, so we are not too far behind Texas.
yeah. Well, I think Texas is always a little warmer, but like in general, like us,
Texas
like
is
at least in
always warm.
Houston area, not Dallas, but
Yeah, but
Houston
we're
is.
supposed to be in the 20s or 30s right now, so it's a
Oh,
bit of
really?
a
Oh,
conundrum for us. Yeah.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
No snow on the ground, nothing. I'm wearing short sleeves in the middle of February.
Yeah,
So,
my wife and I are gonna go for a walk after this. So,
nice. So, okay, your head today, you said you're moving at 120 miles per hour and you have some ideas. And I love that. And I want to use that energy on today's topic because I want to talk about the length of time that it takes in your founder journey to really test something. So let's say you're starting with a software company, okay? And you start the software
uh,
company and the amount of time it takes to get to market, right? To distribute the thing, right? From concept to market. And initially we were saying what? It was like a 6 month
mhm.
timeline. Walk us through that. Like what was the initial thought process of starting a software company?
Yeah, so I think like 10 years ago, and even 5 years ago, it's very reasonable to say, I'm gonna quit my job. I have this idea, and you have savings. You built it up while you're at your job, and then you'd be like, for 6 months, I'm gonna try this idea. And it was very reasonable to say you started January 1st. By March, you are your MVP of is it done? If it's software, it's coding. If it's like a product or whatever, if it's like a physical product, manufacturing and the prototypes are done and ready to sell by somewhere in March. And the idea is you have another 3 months to go to market, which is promote the product, get some sales, right? However you need to promote. And I think for software, I'm not sure. I think for physical goods, it's still. I think that timeline's still true, but for software, I think it's moving from 6 to 3. And what I mean is those 3 months that you built the software, a lot of times it is building the harness, building the foundation, building the things that require software to run to get your idea visible in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
That all now takes maybe as little as one day, or, I would say at maximum 3 to 5 days. It may not be the production ready, or it may not be the most secure or safest code, but it is something for you to say, I had this idea, and then a week later you have a taste of it. You build the foundations, you have a taste, and then 2 weeks later you really have an MVP that is demo. You could beta test or whatever, whether it's a mobile app, whether a web app, or maybe it's like a desktop native app. In either situation, it is really easy to build foundational code. And I don't, whether you're a coder or not, it doesn't quite matter. Anyone can do it with all the available tools out there. Especially, I personally use Claude Code, and I use it daily. And keep in mind, I was a software architect long ago, pre AI, so I have it's really easy for me to work with AI.
Yeah.
And I know 11 different programming languages. So when I use AI, I kind of know exactly what I'm wording. I'm not giving it a big prompt and be like, go build it. No, it's like I'm actually already architected in my head, and it's just like I'm iteratively prompting.
Okay.
And that's possible. It's the things I'm saying are things I've already done myself, building mini apps, or even proof of concepts for different ideas I have for Chipbot. I'm able to produce them in a really short amount of time, and
So
test, and then also test it in the market. So I would say it's 2 weeks to get a fully functional MVP, and then another 2 weeks to, when you're tinkering, you sit on it, you come up with new ideas. So about a month. I would say a month to say you're ready to get signups, collect payments with Stripe, and see if your idea works. And if that used to take 3 months, now it takes 1 month. And what that means is, I think it now takes 2 months to see if you were able to market it or not.
Okay.
So
So the life cycle of taking something to market and testing it has cut in half drastically. So we're talking 6 months now down to, you're saying 2 months.
No. So so originally of 6 months, it was split 3 months to build it, 3 months to go to market.
Gotcha.
Right.
And now you're
So
saying 1 month to build it, 2 months to
2 months to
test.
distribute. Right. 2 months to go to market.
Okay. So
And
what does that mean? Go ahead.
where the 2 months comes from is, it's really, you'll know really quickly if you're able to catch any buzz on social media. And I'm just going to say social because ads, blogs, whatever form of medium, offline, online, whatever, I don't think it really matters. If you can't get attention in the public market, and in today's world, the public market is Instagram, the public market is TikTok, it's YouTube. If you can't get some type of traction there, in software at least, I find it very difficult for you to say you're going to get traction anywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, you can get traction in local markets where you have no competition, but that's a really small TAM, total addressable market. It's really, really small. That's not even worth to say I got sales. That means I proved the concept. No, it's just you had no competition.
Yes.
A true MVP is you're able to go to market in a sizable market, go to bat, and every time you go to bat, you can get a couple sales. Right?
Okay.
Even if you're taking a loss, it's a different story. But if you're able to go to bat and you're getting a couple sales, you got something.
So what does a founder need to consider at this point who wants to start a SaaS company, right? Let's say some type of a software company. What needs to happen now that the climate has changed so drastically with the AI tools that are available for them to start distributing?
I'm not quite sure if SaaS is going to keep the same form as it is now, because the whole idea of SaaS is a business doesn't need to hire a developer to build the product in-house. They can just use a SaaS operator that built that specific tool for them, and it's like turnkey, is ready-made, and they only have to pay a monthly cost or a yearly with a discount.
Right.
Now, those seats cost money, right? Sometimes they pay by employees or pay by usage. Mm-hmm. So if you're a big corporation and you got 100 seats using that product, and it's like $25-$30 a seat per month, and then plus add-ons, and then plus like whatever security and other oversights you need to have, it gets very costly. So the conversation is shifting, and you see this in the stock market too, with like Adobe and like all the Elysian and stuff like that, which is, do you really need SaaS if AI can produce software on demand?
Right.
Like if I need Jira, I don't need to buy it. I can just tell AI to make a local custom tailored Jira for me, and that's it. I don't need the extra bells and whistles that Jira has. And even if it does, it's nothing I can't do with AI if I really wanted to.
So in the land of software, we really don't need that human touch anymore like we would in a SaaS company.
I'm not sure if there's a human touch, right? So these are tools, right? So we use Photoshop's, like Photoshop's a tool. HubSpot's a tool. Squarespace is a tool. There's no human piece of it, because at the nature of SaaS is we use the tool to accomplish a mission.
Right.
So where I see the market is, I think if you're founding a SaaS software, you have to realize if the employer, if a bigger company can make it at the same speed as you can, why should I buy your product? Right. And then it shifts the conversation. I think what it shifts is into data governance and maintainability. Data governance also, I would put an asterisk and say that's also /security, because I don't think companies really, bigger corporations, smaller corporations, I don't think they want to handle the mess of security. I don't think they want to handle the mess of making sure their app stays live. Right. But they do want the customization. So what I think shifts is, it might be, and this is why you see Lovable exploding. It might be the idea of like, you can make your own apps, but they're secure, and we'll make sure it runs 24/7, 365. Exactly. That's what I was going to say. So I built my speaking website, AnnGillespie.com, on Lovable. And there was a couple days, a little while back, that Lovable was down. And I still have my site hosted on Lovable. I built it there. And one of the things that I think would be a very good guarantee of still having a SaaS type of company or a platform is
because the use of AI tools is exploding at such a rapid rate, they are having downtime. They are experiencing outages because the amount of users on the system at once is blowing out all of their, perceived capabilities, and they're quickly having to cater to those outages. And so my thought around this was, I'm looking at tools now that just literally convert almost, or just shift your website that was built on Lovable over to a WordPress. And then just having it on WordPress, even though I built the whole thing in Lovable, because WordPress is sound. My existing company website is on WordPress. I know that there aren't really going to be outages. And we know that there is more familiarity using those tools with SEO capabilities. And we're not prompting
That's interesting.
SEO, right? Where we don't know the SEO function within AI search and Google search that exists in a Lovable website that is hosted there. And there's a lot of unknowns. And so like my SEO provider has said, well, I would recommend that you transfer your Lovable website over to a WordPress site. So at least we have the foundational tools for a proper AI setup for AI search. And then also Google search now to enhance your SEO, technically speaking, because there's been some technical issues with the quality of the SEO setup and platform, and the AI search platform now set up that you have to do on a website. And the tools like a Lovable actually are having some technical issues with the quality of the SEO for those sites.
Right.
So this is just an explanation of that, of yes, you could build something, software, at your fingertips overnight, where someone like me, who is not a software architect like you, who has no coding skills whatsoever and has never built anything in software before in my life, is now coming to the table and saying, well, hey, I've run a branding agency for 12 years and I know how to communicate what a solid website should look, feel, sound, experience, like that user experience. And that's what I did. I prompted my way through as if I were communicating with my developer, my designer, all of my team members in my AI tool. So that made me successful in using a Lovable to create this website, because I've been doing this for 12 years with people. So now I'm like just managing the people in my prompting. But now on the back end, what you said, it's the capability of the maintenance of maintaining that. So now that my thing exists on a Lovable, now it's the success of it, it's the evolution, it's managing the platform and the technicalities of SEO, and all of that isn't proven yet. And there's been downtime. So my site.
Well, maybe I don't. The whole downtime thing is very fixable. That has nothing to do with AI, because if AI goes down, the site shouldn't go down. That's actually just an architect problem. I don't know if your site even went down. It might just been Lovable said it was down, but your sites were live.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I never actually tested it, so I don't know.
It's most likely reasonable the sites were live, because that's a simple solution. That's not AI related.
Yeah.
The interesting part, you mentioned SEO. What does SEO really matter if AI can generate sites and all the content you need that is SEO optimized? Google now sees all the sites look the same. So what is everyone differentiating on? Right? The algorithm is going to shift. It's already shifted, but it's not. The old rules haven't been dismantled yet. But the new rules is brand awareness.
Yeah, I was wondering that too. I mean, obviously SEO is kind of on its way out, and the rules with traditional SEO, but AI search, what do we know about that, and how do we know more?
Doesn't matter. I said this on another podcast, which is it's bullshit. People who are measuring AI terms, you know how that works? These companies spin up kind of like an incognito profile, type in the terms and see if your brand comes up, right? Yeah. But that's all bullshit, because everyone's context is different.
I said it changes every hour. You could go into an AI search last night and then this morning for the same keywords, and your site could come up one time and your site could not come up the next day.
That's true too, but it's more true that everyone's AI search is really based on what they've typed and gave information into the system already, right? So an incognito benchmark that says, in general, if you have no context, you might, and it will say your link came up. then it'll say, oh, you have some awareness for this keyword. Well, what if I type that same keyword and I don't get that? Then that whole thing is bullshit. At least Google, for the most part, was pretty uniform. Now, it did give you personalized results, but generally they were pretty in line with everything. AI is very personalized. So there's nothing to measure. The only thing that is useful for the AI tools is your website crawlable and can AI see it? That's very useful. But once the answer is yes, I think really optimizing based on keywords, I think it's better to apply the SEO practices of keywords because that's what AI is trained on, and then just leave it alone. So it's really twofold. It's just make sure your website's readable by AI, and then add the right keywords where SEO is good, knowing it's not going to impact SEO. It actually influence more on AI, and that's it. It won't make you really much more awareness, because then the next factors that's like kind of table stakes. The next factors is brand awareness. How many times is your website and brand mentioned on the web? Not necessarily backlinks. Like, I have this site on, Apple links to me. That's a high credibility backlink. I think that doesn't mean anything. It's more like, is your name coming up in comments? Is your name coming up in videos on social? Is your name coming up in the world where it's really hard to AIify? That's the signal. Because if it's really easy to put your brand out there via automation, the natural thing for the company's gatekeeping distribution is going to be like, weight those down and weight up human factors. Right? It's really hard. Sure, we can all create videos with AI, but it's not. You and I cannot do it in one prompt and it's already out and it's going to get a bunch of views. No way.
Right.
We all have to think about how videos are created, and when the views get up and your brand mentions it, then that's worth more than all the SEO you've ever done on your website.
So it's almost so to recap, I like what you said. So instead of SEO, right, you're actually backing into the actual content of the website to make sure that AI can crawl it. And then also it's keyword rich for exactly what those search terms are that you want AI to find. And that's it. And you just let that work.
Not what AI would define, what AI thinks you should be doing. So if you keyword stuff the page and AI be like, well, I don't know what you do, it'll just ignore it.
Yeah.
It has to be if you sell brand services, great. Everything you talk about should talk about brand services. If you start adding like a different word that has nothing to do with brand services, you're telling AI, I do two different things, but I'm not good at any of them. Skip.
Interesting. Okay. So then we talked about video and what creates a solid video. And then your content should be around producing video and words that say exactly what you do. And that should just be what it
might be, the measurement of how you're active online. It's not just video. It's the whole interaction of, are you a brand that interacts? Are you, because now that's a hard signal. That's a hard signal to automate. Now you can use I don't know if you heard OpenClaw, but you can put OpenClaw and tell it to do commenting for you and tell it to do posting. It's possible.
Okay.
So that may not be a signal in the future, but as of right now, I think it is still a very strong signal, because that's not really a trend yet.
Yeah.
The idea is a trend, but I don't think many folks are executing it.
Yeah. So to actually exist and engage within your digital footprint as a human, meaning replying to and responding to and showing up in different comments and different things, that is really a testament of how.
And you know what might fast forward is we might be going back in the days where, and this is where Chipbot's philosophy is, where showing up live is actually a bigger signal than anything, because you can't AIify being live.
Exactly.
I think you can AIify commenting. I think you can AIify eventually video. I mean, you can create videos with AI, but in the way that goes viral is very hard still.
Yeah.
But I think eventually people are going to be like, there's no surprises in video anymore. I don't think I think eventually the metrics will disappear. Then the next evolution is, are you live?
Yeah.
Are you talking all the time to your customers in real time to know that you're not AI?
Yep.
And that is where I think the shift is. I'm not even ready for it, but I know I should be, because I think that's where things are going to go. So I even in a world where with Chipbot, like I imagine folks, and may not be now. It could be a couple years from now, where
Mhm.
a call is a video call, and that's a true, authentic call to know I want to talk to a
Matt,
real
I was just
person.
going to say, not a call. I was just going to ask you, is Chipbot going to the place where instead of the live chat feature, in the square that is your Chipbot, is that then just a live video chat where you
Yeah,
can?
it might. We used to. The funny thing is, we used to have video chat, but then no one would answer the call. So I don't think we're ready yet.
Oh,
We're not ready
interesting.
yet. We're not
You
ready
might
yet
have been
because you
ahead
have
of
to
your
mandate it.
time, because that feature, maybe in, fast forward, I don't know how many years, absolutely, I think that was ahead of its time for people to now say, I need to show up
Yep.
live with my customers, and video chat is
Because you have to prove that you're not AI. You have to prove you're something legitimate, because
yes,
we can't trust AI to know if you're legitimate anymore. We got to kind of know who you are.
right.
Now we're not there yet. Even if I put that feature out now, I'd be spinning my
You won't
cycles and
sell
no
it.
one.
Well, no, because Matt, we're still in the post-COVID, oh shit, I'm working from home and everything is a virtual meeting and I'm in a mom bun and my sweatpants and I haven't showered in 3 days and I'm doing my work. So if someone pops up for a video question, I'm not camera ready. So I'm going,
Right.
no, shut it down. Like, that's just not where we are right now in work. But definitely, if everything feels like it's AI and it's, some type of robotic engineered human form of work showing up online, you better believe for us to show up as human as possible, we're going to be doing more in-person meetings as
Yeah.
well as live interactive content where it's, hey, I'm jumping on Instagram live right now to talk to you guys and have a conversation. And also, hey, come, message me in chat.
Yeah.
This is our
I
customer.
think that's where, and that's where, tying in with what I was saying with distribution, I think that's really going to be the model. Is in Twitch started this with gaming, right?
Yes.
Gaming was generally boring, and
Yep.
then it was really interesting when you can talk to people in real time.
Right.
So now, because software is so easy to create, your time is now reclaimed for this kind of distribution. There should be no excuse to say you can't go on live, you can't go on camera, and just go at it.
Yeah.
That could be the new thing.
It could be the new thing. And, at Fix and Form, we've been saying every good brand needs video on their website, but video is post-mortem. It happened in the past. It could all be generated by AI now, where it was. And so it just lives there. And now a lot of human behavior isn't wanting to trust that because they don't know if that's truly you in the organization and who they're working with. So now, what if websites moving forward are going on this trend where you literally have live behind the scenes in the workplace active video footage of you on your website? It's almost like a social media scroll where you're like, hey, this is we're having a meeting about this. I mean, I don't know what it's going to evolve into, but I feel like to create that human trust in work again, especially after so many years of AI tools, I feel like we are going to have to just show up present either in person or on live video to prove, hey, we're human. This is how we're showing up. This is how we're connecting.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
And that, when you think about a 2-month distribution cycle, if you were on Twitch all the time, and maybe not Twitch, it might have to be like TikTok, depending where your market is, your audience is. That's the research still needs to be there, but
Sure.
just showing up live, no, I don't think a lot of people are doing that.
No.
It's definitely, and people are scared to do it, right?
Yeah.
And people don't have time, right? Whatever.
Why are they scared to do it? I mean, what do you think? Why are they scared to show up live?
Same reason you just said. They're not ready to go on live. Right now I'm at a point in my business where I can show up professionally live. I've set up on demand at any point in time.
Yeah.
And I think that, I don't know if I'm ahead. I don't know if I'm going the wrong direction, but for me, that's where I'm at. And that means I can market and sell anytime I want. And I don't have the excuse of time, right?
Yeah.
Got the tripod, I just lost my tripod, but I was at a table tennis tournament and brought my tripod, and I brought the phone, but lost the tripod. So,
oh no.
That's annoying. So I got to buy a new one. It could be somewhere, but anyway, but like everything's set up. So I have no excuse now to not be live. or at least record content that's me that isn't AI, and it shows like I'm running a legitimate business. I'm here to sell. I'm here to go to market. I'm here to answer whatever questions you have. I think now it's, I think that's the new model for the 3-month cycle of like build your product, spend 2 months being live. I don't want to say live, but like selling your differentiator in a way that cannot be reproduced by AI.
Yeah.
I'll say it like that, because there's a lot of other solutions. Live just isn't it. But I think that for 2026, 2027, 2028, it's just going to be more, it's so easy for AI to fake everything. So that, for us, we'll just scroll past it. Oh, that's AI. Scroll past it. You don't even get a chance. If you're marketing your business, but you could tell it's AI just even a little bit, you don't even get a chance to say who you are and why you're different.
Yep.
So I think that wraps up my point on it, but this is good conversation.
Point. It's a great point. And for me, to wrap up my point, it's how comfortable we have to be in rapid evolution and change as a founder now, to say from conceptualization and planting that seed of ideation and then literally creating the thing and then going to market, you're distributing right away. You're just pushing, selling, pushing. That's a lot of change quickly. That's a lot of movement quickly to get to a success in a new business, especially software. So, I think for every founder listening to this or wannabe founder who's thinking of starting something, being comfortable in a rapidly evolving environment is key right now with all of the use of AI, and finding those AI tools that will help you create, that you feel comfortable using to create the idea that you have. That is going to be the most important thing, because the cost of time and human labor of manually doing these things anymore is not going to win. Right. And so that's that life cycle of founding something that's rooted in a software product that you could use an AI tool to create. Man, I mean, just 3 months, you have your MVP, you know what you're doing. That is so fast. And I think it's really important to have a solid team around you to soundboard off of quickly, because that just gives you more room to get stuck and paralyzed in all of the what ifs versus like what you said, you just go a month.
Maybe it could be more solopreneurs actually, because you have AI to fill in the gaps. Yeah, you're siloed in your own mentality, but
I meant a team of supporters that are not a part of the business.
Oh yeah, I mean, everyone's circumstance is different. Some people don't have supporters. You never know.
I know, but that's why it's crucial, because I think that soundboarding process is happening. So
I don't know. I didn't have a lot of supporters in the beginning. People just become supporters as you move forward. I don't know. I didn't have a lot of supporters starting. Actually, a lot way more doubters than supporters. So
did you? I had a lot of supporters, but I keep a lot of supporters on the journey. So any new idea, I want to bounce off of them.
Right.
But I count on feedback. But then there's the whole use case of soundboarding with yourself using AI. So you just run through.
I like soundboarding with the market. That's the best way, because there's no better feeling than a sale or people even canceling the service is like, okay, at least I know.
That's feedback.
Different than someone talking.
It's information. Exactly. Yeah. A no is the same as someone canceling your product. It's fine. Yeah. It's feedback. Yeah.
Right. So, because I've solicited feedback, but they're not customers of mine. So I don't know if that feedback even matters. That's very different.
Right. That's very true. I like that. All right. Soundboarding the market. That's what we'll end it today. Matt, thank you for this conversation. It was it's very enjoyable hearing more about all the things that AI is impacting, including the startup life cycle for a founder.
Yeah, this was great. Thanks, Ann. Appreciate it. I'll see you next time.
Thanks, Matt. Bye.
Bye.